one of my most exciting releases. I think I said that with Fixie gel, but okay, this one makes it up there too. And that is hey there and welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Paola of paolaponcenails.com, and I help you succeed as an independent stylist using premium soft gel only. If you'd like to continue growing with me in this niche, then at the end of this video, do consider subscribing. All right, today is one of your favorite videos. I guess it's also one of my favorite, and we are unboxing my latest nail haul. Of course, primarily Japanese gel nail brands, but we will have a little bit of Korean manufactured sprinkled at least in one of these nail haul boxes. Okay, before we get started, make sure you don't skip through this video if you genuinely want to learn about everything that I've gotten, because we will have a giveaway at the end of this video, and it's not going to be as easy as like enter the giveaway. We'll have a couple, maybe 1 or 2 questions that you have to answer, and of course you want to be paying attention throughout the video because the question is just going to sneak up on you. So again, stay here for every minute. Do not skip away. Let's begin with Cocoist. A lot of people struggle with finding a lint-free towelette, and that's because you put your brush with gel right on the towelette. Remember, I recommend you spray it a little bit with alcohol to really keep it lint-free. We stocked up on 4 of our very popular colors, which is why we're out of them: the bluey white, white gradation, peanut butter toffee, and lychee nude. And I actually already have my swatches ready to go for these because, again, I had already previously ordered them. So this is peanut butter toffee, really popular. Lychee nude is like my ultimate favorite. I feel like you can use this. It's kind of like a white beige, very translucent nudie color, and it just goes under really anything, and it's translucent enough for you to put over anything. Now the S here that you see with the Cocoist colors, that S means sheer. The E just means Excel line color, because back in the day, story goes, they used to have a different kind of color line, and I don't know what that was, but they had that color line and then the Excel line, and that's why there's an E. But you could just say 173S. That would be the number. You don't necessarily have to say E173, right? White gradation and bluey white. So bluey white, this is your liner white. This is, you can do a full coverage nail. You'll just have to make sure that it's applied thinly. It's going to be full coverage and all of that, but if you apply it too thick, you'll have carrying issues. So leave this for your line work or your detail work. And then white gradation, this, as the name might imply, is for ombre effect, or you can also use it for marbling. It is the #1 selling color in Japan for Cocoist, and that's because basically you can't even marble a nail without this color. So yeah, they're into nuance and marbling a ton in Japan. There's a black and white camellia brush, and this brush is really good at picking up dust. Do keep in mind that this is for personal use because you cannot disinfect this. You probably already had seen or heard about the new filler base, which is basically a reformulation of the Platinum Bond series. So there's Bonding Dew in a bottle and Platinum Bond Dew in a pot. So now it's just one formula, and it fits nicely both in bottle and pot form, so that they don't have to change the formulation so that it fits better in a bottle. Keep that in mind when you're buying a bottled product. That means the viscosity is going to be thinner. There's going to be more monomer in it. Silicone brush, this is great to burnish your chrome pigments. Also very good for you to use to mold the clear boba gel from Cocoist. High power magnet, this is for all your magnetic gel. It's long, so in case you have like a long nail that you need to give a cat eye effect, right? We still kind of call it cat eye no matter what, and a distributor calls it, right? Okay, so this magnet, again, just very narrow, very big for those longer nails, and it's also supposed to be higher power, I'm assuming, because it's bigger. So you can do this or that, however you are going to magnetize the nails. A little bit of instructions there. Of course, I don't read Japanese, I wish, but my Google Translator does. Chrome liquid mirror from Cocoist, and they are purple chrome, orange chrome, and copper chrome. First off, can we talk about the hot pink? As you know, PPN is branded with hot pink, at least the PPN portion of it. We do play with other colors, but you can imagine my excitement when I saw that these were pink, hot pink in particular, as I use hot pink a lot. Let's start with the latest series. It is called the Malibu Party series, and it is a collection of 2 reds and 4 pinks. This is called Fixie gel. You can use the natural to extend a nail, and spoiler alert, there was my first bad online review back in 2013, 10 years ago, due to, are you ready? Nail lifting. Can you relate? Maybe not to the bad online review, at least not yet, but I certainly want to keep you away from those. And here's the #1 way to do so: by mastering gel nail lifting. Yep, it's not the aesthetics of you or your brand in your studio. That can come later. The #1 thing you must achieve to start a long list of loyal clientele that will keep coming back to you over and over again is to make those nails last. Because like I often say, if those nails don't last, neither will your clients. And I don't plan to leave you in the dark about how to master gel nail lifting. I created a full comprehensive online course that teaches you how to apply all of your gel nail services using premium soft gel only. Whether you're a committed DIYer or a seasoned pro wanting to stand out from the crowd by offering something unique, I'll take you virtually by the hand and teach you how to apply all of your gel nail services with the exact same techniques I used in the salon on hundreds of clients. Are you interested? Group class enrollment opens up very soon. Sign up to the waitlist, aka our VIP list, down below, and you'll be the first to know, and maybe even get some early bird perks. Back to the video we go. Not a real nail. This one is extended with Fixie, and you can use the clear when you have like a crack down the middle. The really cool thing about this product is that you don't need a silk wrap. Additionally, like, you know, many times we use a silk wrap. You can use it if you find like it's still a little bit more stronger, but for a quick fix, use Fixie gel. Again, you'll see that in another video perhaps. And then we have 4 neon markers line colors. So the markers lines of gel is basically like a race gel. Okay, so it's got some thickness to it, not fully 3D, but something like that. Okay. All right, and now it is time to talk about one of my favorite releases, the Fixie gel. So again, Fixie gel natural you would use to extend a nail, and Fixie gel clear would be to fix a crack or a tear on the nail, the natural nail that is. And the fibers, it has fibers inside, so again, you won't have to apply a silk wrap to repair the nail. These are nylon fibers in there. Here's what that looked like. The suspension of these fibers is quite good, meaning that you don't necessarily have to stir when you get your product. Like, it's all well blended, well suspended, unless you absolutely wanted to and you feel like maybe you haven't used it in a while, that's fine. And notice the consistency, it's pretty firm. It like stays on the tool without moving. Now the Cocoist team absolutely nailed it with the color of this for a natural nail. As I showed you already, I already did an extension with it. Again, great suspension of the fibers on there. And you would only use like a thin amount of this to draw out your free edge, and you would still want to overlay it with a structure gel, or in our case that would be Excel Builder. And this product can touch the natural nail, so you don't have to apply base underneath it for this to adhere to the natural nail. This will adhere to the natural nail if you had to just, again, put some on a tear, but definitely you want to overlay this product, okay? Because it's not going to last long if you don't overlay it. So you can overlay it with Mega Stick Base or the nail dots Thoughts Bases or the Nail Thoughts Clear or your Excel Builder or your Platinum Filler Base. These are offered in 4 grams, so almost twice as much as the little pot here, so you can see. And once upon a time, actually, these colors, all of the Cocoist colors used to be 4 grams, and now they are 2.5 grams. Now that does a couple things. It obviously decreases the price. Oftentimes we don't use all of the colors, so it just kind of sits there, and not necessarily that it goes bad because it doesn't have a lot of like monomer in it that it'll like mess up the formula over time, but you still kind of want to keep your colors fresh, right? So pretty cool. I actually don't mind the fact that they're now 2.5 grams as opposed to 4 grams. One of my most exciting releases, I think I said that with Fixie gel, but okay, this one makes it up there too, and that is Vetro's newest curing unit. It's been in R&D for quite a while now, but they finally got their machine down, and I'm ready to tell you about it. Now, everything including Vetro, you can save 10% using code PPN10. So if you're interested in Vetro, Leafgel, Cocoist, everything that we've talked about thus far, you can save 10%. Now, these affiliate relationships are not just sporadic. They're not here and then they'll be gone next month. We've built these relationships with these companies over many years, at least 5 years, tried and true brands, and I am so glad that our relationships first were established before they even introduced an affiliate program, because I more than confidently, if that's even a thing, can recommend anything that I use in this channel because I've used it in the salon for 5+ years. Okay, and now as a content creator, I feel really comfortable, really confident offering you these discounts as an affiliate because these are tried and true brands, again, that just do everything right, you know, to give you safe and effective products. Okay, so here is the curing unit. It is called Vetro LED Light X, and yes, it's only technically LED. What that means is that it will only cure your gels that are labeled LED. Now there is more technicality that goes with that. LED just refers to the bulb, right? But the emission of light is within the UV spectrum, and more like on the higher end of the ultraviolet, because you can see here the wavelength is 405 plus or minus 5 nanometers. So again, it will not cure any gel that says UV only. Keep that in mind. If it's UV only, it will not cure. If you wanted to cure this, for example, this does not cure in this unit because this unit is not within the lower spectrum of UV, which is around 365 nanometers, if I am not mistaken, plus or minus 5. So again, just for you to understand, just by what's out there, how it's labeled, if the product says UV only, then it's not going to cure in an LED unit only. Okay, so this one is made in Taiwan, not in China, and it is my understanding that Taiwanese technology has similar value or high value as Japanese electronics. Okay, like apparently Japanese electronics are top of the line, but obviously for a business that becomes really expensive, and obviously they would have to pass that expense to you, so they manufacture in Taiwan. This is a high quality unit meant to cure appropriately all of your Vetro gels. Now you may be able to cure other gels in this that are within that 4 or 5 nanometer spectrum. You would have to find out if your gels have what photo initiator they have. Basically, is it the one that cures more on the spectrum of 365 nanometers or 405? So curing your gels is a very technical topic. I do want you to understand that. Never ever think that you are just going to buy a random unit on Amazon and cure all or any of your gels, whether they're low quality or high quality. You are opening yourself up and making yourself very vulnerable to allergies, which we want to avoid at all costs. So here it is. It is super tiny. I don't mind. I think it's really fun. It happens to charge your phone, by the way. I think it's really fun. I don't knock it for being small. It just makes you like squeal at how cute it is. And I know sometimes we prefer functionality, not cuteness, right? It also So this detaches. It tells you where you can put your fingers, or your client should put her fingers. So it's got to be within this U shape here, and then you have to do your thumb separate, which I am in total agreement, because your thumb cannot cure sideways. Otherwise, some part of your thumb is not going to cure properly, and then you're going to experience lifting on that area. So this is pretty cool. It does have some legs to it, so that you can use it for pedicure purposes. So if you remove the base, right, it's got a little bit of an incline now, and your customer would set her feet there and it will cure. Those are LED bulbs, and that's what we mean by LED bulbs, right? Like these little things. So let's talk about some newer releases from Vetro. And if you're wondering if I stocked up on anything, the only thing that I stocked up on was gradation white, because I kind of wanted to compare it to the other gradations. So I've had the Leafgel, which is I think K08, and you saw earlier the Cocoist one, and I was down or out of matte white. So this is your detailer white. If you want to do the lines or detail work, you would use number 23. And then the stars tell you the consistency of the gel. So this is a little bit more viscous. It's not super flowy, especially not super translucent. So very opaque. Okay, so the star system has to do with opacity. Just like with Cocoist, the S had to do with opacity, whether the color was sheer or not. With Vetro, the star system, again, tells you the opacity of the colors, 3 stars being like very opaque, like you really can't see through it, which is why you should only use this thinly, or for line work or for French, because if you apply it too thick, then the light's not going to penetrate. Gradation white, it means that the color is very sheer when it has the star, 1 star. I guess if you want to say what's new or I stocked up on, was the mag gold, and I think this is silver. So they're universal. You can use sheer colors over them to really get any magnet color that you want. I went ahead and opened up the mag colors. So there's mixing mag, gold mag, or mag gold. Mag gold, I mean, it's gold. You can put it as is, or you can put it under and then put a sheer or a jelly color on top. You then will magnetize the nail. And then there is the silver, and this one is the more universal. That's why they call it mixing mag, because again, you'll put this on the nail over any light color, dark color, and then overlay that with a color that's translucent, like a jelly color. The other thing that I wanted to stock up on was hybrid base and Vetro Protect Clear Fuji X. Okay, so this is like same Fuji in the name of the other one. It's not going to replace it, and this one is better for fill-ins, right, or rebalancing services. It's got the like rigidity of like this acrylic, like you can actually kind of hear it when you tap it, but it's still flexible, and it is recommended for fill-ins. Okay, just like a Cocoist filler base, that's also recommended for fill-in because of its consistency. It just stays put, it rebalances the nail nicely. You can do structure overlays with it, but again, it was designed with the consistency of filling in or rebalancing the nail. You do you. I've heard, we just had our Vetro certification, and our students, at least one has had good success switching over. Actually, she said all of her clients to Fuji X. So that's wonderful. It's a base and a builder. Next up is hybrid base. Hybrid base is you can say a temporary base, although it does last for many, many weeks. So I wouldn't say like it'll come off like tomorrow or next week. You actually could just peel it off, which is crazy. You're not supposed to peel your gels, right? Yes, that is true. But if you do not buff or roughen up the surface of the nail, you can just clean up your cuticle, apply this, and then you can just peel off the nail without damage. Okay, but if you roughen up the nail, or your nails were already damaged, and you're gonna buff the nail, then there obviously will be issues. But again, one of our students, at least, and actually Megumi, my partner for this certification, she tried it and she said it lasted like 4 weeks on her nails. So again, what is it? It's a base that you can peel off after some cuticle work first. Okay, so do the cuticle work, then apply the base. No roughening up, does not require sanding, and it will last a long time. When you want to remove it, you simply peel it off as dramatic and controversial as that sounds, we've seen it in action and it's pretty good. And you can peel it off one day after applying it or 4 weeks after applying it. It just depends how long it lasts on you. So that's great for content creators or DIYers also. And here's one thing about a DIYer. If you're a DIYer and you're in this channel, like, welcome. My channel and my help is open, because I don't want you to just go off of into Amazon and buy anything that might not be suitable for you. Like, I understand the state of affairs in the world, in our country, in our states, right? And I realize that people are going to resort to DIY nails, and that's fine. I mean, I would, right? Like, if I gotta tighten up some things for his budget. So just know that you're supported here. And if you need my help, we do offer courses for you to get proper education. So that's why in my banner on this channel, I say committed DIYers. So if you're not willing to cut any corners and you're willing to get that education to know how to properly apply your products, because what's the difference between a DIYer and a non or a pro? Obviously they went to school, they have a license, right? But what is that license? How did they get that license? They got that license through knowledge, and it only took a few months. Okay, so if you're willing to put in the work and learn the material, because you absolutely have to, you know, do your nails temporarily for some time. And most of our DIYers, I've learned over the years, doing 4 years now of online education, is that a lot of our DIYers eventually go pro. Okay, so there's really no point in knocking DIYers, because so many of them, the responsible ones, at least the ones that I want to work with, go into it pro, and they are just better prepared, better equipped. And it's kind of like a mentorship that you get to do with me. So I'm here for you. All right, the next thing we have is the newest Vetro collection, and this is supposed to, I think this is the one. Okay, this one is like bluey and gray. I'm gonna show you first the consistency of Fuji X. It self-levels a little faster than regular Fuji. So it's slightly more liquidy. It's a little lighter, like in weight. I feel like when you put regular Fuji, it just kind of like goes flat kind of quick, but it's strong and flexible. Whereas Fuji kind of keeps its shape, even though it feels a little lighter, it actually keeps its shape. So it's really, you kind of just have to experience it. It's a little bit more rigid. It's a little bit more harder than Fuji. Okay, and this is offered, I think, 4 grams and 25 grams. Another fun release from Vetro. I mean, things are getting super fun over here. I'm so excited that they're adding so many different things. Is this collaboration with Fixie, and she is a master at painting portraits and caricatures, but more impressively actually portraits. So if you want to give her a follow, I'll put her Instagram here. And they've collaborated with her to create 3 new brushes, basically for what she uses to create her awesome portraits. And I'll be honest, I probably won't give portraits a try anytime soon, because I'm a chicken, and that's definitely very challenging for me, and I just don't necessarily have an interest in it. But then the brush just goes in here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of gel to warm it up in my brush, because I don't want to bend the bristles. It makes me really, really sad. I am sure you can relate when that happens to you. It's a longer brush than your square brush. Here is the regular square from Vetro, and then this is the Fixie collaboration brush there. It's about the same width, just a little longer, and the bristles are similar to those of Base Max brush. And then you just stick it in there. One reason why I like to open my gels here is so that if I'm ever traveling, they don't spill over. Also, when I'm working with my brushes, I can kind of clean here on the edge any excess. That's really helpful. Also, the third reason is because I can date it, and I know how old this gel is. Not that your potted soft gel goes to waste anytime soon, because it is 100% gel and it doesn't have a lot of monomer in it. Monomer is one of the thinnest ingredients added to your gel, and so that thinning agent, you can say, even though it is resin, will modify the consistency of your gel over time because it has more of a possibility of evaporating, kind of like an acetone in alcohol or an acetate. The latest collection from Vetro. One thing that you should note with this collection is that all of them are 1 star. So if you're paying attention, the 1 star means that they are on the sheer side. Good job. Ooh-wee. So that was like my funnest Vetro gel haul thus far. Remember, you can save 10% using code PPN10. Vetro now allows us to offer you an affiliate code. So we are very happy for them doing that for us and for you. Next up is Nashlynails. Now, Nashlynails focuses on getting you basically the best implements for manicuring. So e-files, manicuring tools like nippers, clippers, files, disposable files, and obviously your e-file bits. And my favorite when using soak-off gel are ceramic bits and diamond bits. Quite frankly, when you're using a soak-off gel, you don't need anything too abrasive. Like, I've used carbide before, and for me it moves off the product too much too fast, and sometimes you don't need to do that. Oftentimes I would say with soft gel. So I really like to work with your ceramic ceramic bits. Nashlynails sends us an assortment of these basically for us to try out, but I'll be honest, I've already got mine figured out, and mine look like this. This is a flat top barrel, okay, in the medium grit, but I also like something like this for prepping the nail in a fine grit. If you're wondering what makes it fine, the red band means fine, the blue line means medium, and if you would see like a purple, it's in between these two. If you would see, I think, yellow, that's extra fine and whatnot. I do use a flame bit once in a while, but you do have to be trained to use this flame bit, okay? Please do not just go on YouTube and think you're gonna use this flame bit and not damage your nails, because you will. Okay, so this one is fine, this one is medium. I've never seen anyone really use medium, or have myself had to use a medium, but maybe there is cuticle that it requires a little bit more work, and rather than using more pressure with your fine, you can use the same amount of pressure and just increase the grit to something a little bit more coarse. Rather than using a flame bit, I like to use this one because this one will allow me to get into the underneath the eponychium a little bit, the side walls, and also buff the side skin that's dry on the finger. And that is it for our diamond bits. Okay, so diamond particle bits, usually you'll know you have a high quality one if it removes the skin very easily, which I trust that that's something that the Nashlynails company really strives for, quality and finding the best tools for you so that you don't have to, right? All right, so next up we have ceramic bits, and again, I really enjoy using a ceramic bit for rebalancing, for removing gel and all of that. And for me, again, fine and medium, I find that I hardly ever need to move on to a coarser grit bit like this. And if you notice, they all have different flutes. So the cuts inside the ceramic, they're called flutes, and they're all doing something a little bit different. Let me bring them a little closer to you. And if you notice, this one is kind of like fish scales and it's going this way. This one, its teeth are all going in the same direction around the bit. And this one is slightly different. I'm not sure if it's the same as this one, but the grit is definitely different. So it's between a fine and a medium. And actually, for me, my preference is to use these here. I guess they're more like of a corn shape. These teeth are the same, or flutes are the same here. So for me, I typically use these two, only these two, to remove or rebalance the product. And last but certainly not least is my Zillaboo haul. We're gonna start with our leaf gel. This is the only Japanese gel nail item that I have here. Everything else is going to be Korean gels, Korean products, which are also very fun. And they typically play well with your Japanese gel nail products, but I don't want to confuse you or present too much eye candy or shiny object syndrome type product, because there is certainly that part to this. Next up is the signature brush cleanser from Milo. Technically any clear gel that's kind of runny to clean your brushes. Also, sometimes you'll need a little bit of alcohol. And I have my own kind of secret way of cleaning my brushes. So I don't always rely on a brush cleaner is my point, okay? So this one is by the brand Milo. It is a Korean gel nail cleanser. Like Cocoist also has their own gel cleanser. So I just don't want to recommend that because YouTube is a very DIY, beginner friendly place, and I don't want anyone to be exposed to uncured HEMA. But if you are a nail pro and you are responsibly using your products, you use your gloves also, and you have a ventilated area and all of that, then obviously Cocoist cleanser for your brush, your gel cleaner is good. Okay, because that thin gel is going to get into your bristles, is going to condition your gel and all of that. And then also, I don't always like for you to buy a new product if you don't have to. So use any clear gel, preferably one that's runny, in order for you to cleanse your brushes, because cleaning it with a gel is going to be more lubricating, more moisturizing to your brush than constantly using alcohol. It will just depend on the brush, the quality of the brush, if it'll survive a lot of alcohol. Main substance is ethanol to propanol. So ethanol is alcohol. So just keep that in mind. It might be like a high quality ethanol. And then it says 2-propanol. Okay, so that's pretty much all the ingredients that are listed from what I can see here. It seems like it's just ethanol and propanol. So my secret to cleaning brushes is actually using the Lily gel base or any other gel that has a solvent in it, like ethyl acetate, butyl acetate, maybe alcohol, because that's what you need to kind of break down the gel, right? So I find that my Lily gel base gel is actually a great cleanser for my brush because it's going to have those solvents that are going to dissolve any gel that's stuck in my bristles, and it's been working like a charm. It's actually a great base gel also. Very beginner friendly because it doesn't have so much monomer. It has other thin ingredients that we typically don't want in our gels as professionals, but for the DIY community, having these ingredients kind of really keeps them safe, you know, from not being exposed to the extra strength formulas that have more monomer. That's all that is. So monomers like HEMA and anything else are not bad if you are using your products appropriately, okay? And then I like to squeeze the stuff out of there and kind of do that until I have a nice bouncy gel. Yeah. Let's still give it a go. Let's see if it's like a superior alcohol formula, okay? So, remove that. Place, ooh, it is strong. As soon as I open this, it's highly volatile. That's all that means, that it gets into the atmosphere quite fast. So here we are. So I'm assuming, again, it's just going to dilute, dissolve somewhat the gel of your brush. Maybe. It is strong. Oh, this kind of reminds me of acrylic liquid. Now, okay, first impressions, guys. Seriously, the smell of this can be kind of strong. Keep that in mind so that you're in a well-ventilated area. But it really does tighten up your brush, okay? So like they say, don't knock it till you try it, because I did just try it. And it really does seem to but condition your brush. All right, so, okay. First I was like, just alcohol. But yeah, always reading your ingredients so that you know what you're working with. But this is really quick at cleaning your brushes for sure. And I guess if you wanted to condition it with a little bit of gel, you could use your Cocoist brush cleaner or the gel that you're gonna assign to this brush. I didn't even need this much, by the way, guys. You can definitely do like a little bit. So next up is the Ink Fit Neon collection by Fixie, and this is like an alcohol ink but with neons. I don't know what is going on in the world, but neons are super popular. Like everybody wants neon everything. I've never come across neon requests so much in products, but it's happening. So I guess this is where you would do the swatches. Ooh, how fun. Of course, with Korean nail products, the packaging is superb, like none other. It's part of their branding, you know, it's not a second thought. It's well, it's not a third or fourth thought. It's maybe the second thought, because the first thought should be obviously the quality of the products. All right, so here are the inks. It seems like you gotta mix them in well to learn exactly how to use them. And I'm going to assume that they're primarily alcohol, but these have a white base to them also, because that's what's separating in here. So fun. Again, the packaging, it is wow. It's per very unique design on the bottle. The top, it's even like a little bit like felt. Here we are. Now, along with these, I also got I think it's the clear. So if I wanted to dilute the color a little bit more, this bundle came with a clear. I also came with a white option. Now, usually when I buy something that's not manufactured in Japan or a Japanese brand, I usually give it away because I just want to play with it. But I think I'm going to hold on to this. And then this was a little treat. These are the colors for newest color collection from the Myth Milo bottled gel collection, and this is where you would put your swatches. They always come with a swatch card. I think that's fun. I like my swatches to be all on one piece, but I guess if you want to feature them, right, nice to have like a swatch card. So you saw that the inks had a swatch card and Myth Milo bottled gels. Let's go through the colors real quick. So this collection, as you can tell, are light pastels with a little bit of shimmer or glitter in them. They honestly kind of remind me of that initial Vetro collection that we started with here, the Lame or Lame series. Either way, thank you so much for spending your time with me here unboxing all of my fun nail items, primarily Japanese gel nail brands and sprinkled with a little bit of Korean manufacturing also. Now, this set of the Artistic Signature Myth Milo latest color collection, which is just the bottled form, will be available for you to pick up as part of a giveaway. I'll also be giving 2 lightly used Cocoist markers line non-white, the thick white and the thick black. So this is going to be slightly raised for slightly raised nail art, and you can burnish these with chrome pigments. They are non-white. So I'm going to be giving these and these. The details for our giveaway are going to be in the pinned comment in the comment section of this video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video valuable, would you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up so that I may help more people? Do check out the description box below for any current resources and promo codes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.